January 26, 1945. 1 soldier versus 6 tanks. January 26, 1945. In the frozen forests of eastern France, an entire company of American soldiers is in full retreat. 6 German panzer tanks and more than 250 infantrymen are advancing straight toward them. But on top of a burning, ammunition-filled tank destroyer, one man makes a decision that defies reason. He stays behind and fights alone. He is only 19 years old. He stands just 5 feet 5 inches tall. He had been rejected by the Marines, the Navy, and the Army paratroopers for being too small and underweight. This is the story of how Audie Murphy became a one-man army and a legend. But the hardest battle of his life would continue long after the war was over. From poverty in Texas to the U.S. Army, Audie Leon Murphy was born on June 20, 1925, in rural Hunt County, Texas, into a life of hardship. He was one of 12 children in a family of poor sharecroppers. From a young age, life was a constant struggle. His father drifted in and out of their lives before abandoning the family entirely, leaving Audie's mother, Josie, to raise the children alone. To help support his family, Audie dropped out of school in the 5th grade. He picked cotton for $1 a day and took whatever odd jobs he could find. He also became an exceptional marksman, not for sport but out of necessity. His skill with a hunting rifle was often the only thing that put food on the table. That deadly accuracy, learned in the fields of Texas, would later serve him on the battlefields of Europe. Tragedy struck when Audie was just 16. His mother, the anchor of his life, passed away. Heartbroken, he watched as his younger siblings were sent to orphanages or to live with relatives. Alone and orphaned, Audie Murphy was the definition of an underdog. Undersized, impoverished, and carrying the weight of a brutal childhood. Inspired by the war stories of a local veteran, he dreamed of a different life. When news of the attack on Pearl Harbor reached Texas in December 1941, it ignited something inside him. He saw the military not only as an escape, but as his duty. There was just one problem. The military didn't see a hero. They saw a kid. Standing 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighing barely 110 pounds, Audie was turned away by nearly every branch. The Marines said he was too short. The Navy and Army paratroopers said he was too underweight for combat. For most people, that would have been the end. For Audie Murphy, it was just another obstacle. With help from his older sister, he altered his birth certificate, adding a year to his age so he could meet the minimum requirement. Armed with the new document, he tried again. On June 30, 1942, the U.S. Army finally accepted him. He was assigned to the infantry, the only branch willing to take a chance on the small, baby-faced kid from Texas. Baptism of fire. Sicily, Italy, and Anzio. Private Murphy was sent to the 15th Infantry Regiment of the 3rd Infantry Division, a unit that would become his family and the stage for his incredible acts of bravery. His journey through World War II became a relentless tour of Europe's most brutal campaigns. He first saw combat during the Allied invasion of Sicily in July 1943. From there, he fought his way up the Italian peninsula, landing at Salerno and enduring the grinding horror of Anzio. It quickly became clear that Murphy was no ordinary soldier. He was a natural leader with an almost supernatural instinct for small unit combat. Where others saw chaos, he saw opportunity. As casualties mounted and officers were killed or wounded, Murphy rose through the ranks at an astonishing pace. He became a sergeant, then a staff sergeant, repeatedly proving his worth under fire. During one ambush along the Volturno River, a German machine gun killed one of his men. Murphy and the only other survivor attacked without hesitation, using grenades and machine gun fire to kill 5 enemy soldiers. These early battles hardened him into a veteran before he had even turned 20. Southern France. Reckless bravery. After helping liberate Rome, Murphy joined the invasion of southern France in August 1944. It was here that his legend truly began to take shape. Murphy became known for his almost reckless bravery. During an ambush in a vineyard, when a machine gun was separated from its crew, Murphy grabbed it himself and returned fire, killing 2 German soldiers and wounding another. In a brutal twist, 2 enemy soldiers pretended to surrender, then shot and killed Murphy's best friend. Enraged, Murphy advanced on their position alone, killing 6, wounding 2, and capturing 11 more. For this action, he was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. His courage never faded. Weeks later, He earned a Silver Star for destroying another machine gun position. He received his first Purple Heart after being wounded by shrapnel from a mortar blast. The Army offered him a battlefield commission to second lieutenant. At first, he refused. He didn't want to leave his men. Eventually, he accepted. By January 1945, Murphy was commanding Company B. All other officers had been killed. Of the original 120 enlisted men, only 18 remained. He still wasn't 20 years old. Alone on a burning tank destroyer on January 26, 1945, near the village of Holtzwihr in eastern France, Murphy faced his defining moment. It was bitterly cold. His company was dug in at the edge of a forest when German forces launched a massive counterattack. 6 Panzer tanks and approximately 250 infantrymen emerged from the fog and advanced directly toward them. Outnumbered and outgunned, Murphy ordered his men to withdraw deeper into the woods. He stayed behind to cover their retreat. Using a field telephone, he called in artillery fire to slow the enemy. Behind him, an American M10 tank destroyer was hit and burst into flames. Its crew escaped, knowing the vehicle could explode at any second. With his rifle empty and the enemy closing in, Murphy made an impossible decision. He climbed onto the burning tank destroyer. Exposed to enemy fire from 3 sides, he seized the mounted .50 caliber machine gun and opened fire on the advancing infantry. For nearly an hour, Audie Murphy fought alone. Flames licked at the hull. Ammunition cooked off beneath his feet. German soldiers advanced to within 10 yards, only to be cut down by relentless fire. Murphy was wounded in the leg but ignored the pain. His stand shattered the German assault. Without infantry support, the tanks retreated. Only when he ran out of ammunition did he stop. Bleeding and exhausted, Murphy climbed down from the burning wreck, limped back to his men, refused medical attention, and immediately organized a counterattack. For this act of extraordinary bravery, Audie Murphy was awarded the Medal of Honor, America's most decorated soldier. By the end of the war, Audie Murphy was America's most decorated soldier of World War II. He earned 33 U.S. medals and decorations, along with awards from France and Belgium. He returned home a national hero. His face appeared on the cover of Life magazine. Parades were held in his honor. Shy and uncomfortable with fame, his life changed overnight. Actor James Cagney noticed him and encouraged him to try acting. Murphy moved to Hollywood, struggled at first, but eventually found success. In 1949, he published his autobiography To Hell and Back. In 1955, he starred as himself in the film adaptation, which became Universal Studios' highest-grossing movie until Jaws. After the war, a hidden battle behind the fame, Murphy fought another war. Years of constant combat had left him with severe post-traumatic stress disorder. He suffered from insomnia, depression, and violent nightmares. For years, he slept with a loaded pistol under his pillow and became dependent on prescription sleeping pills. When he realized the danger, Murphy locked himself in a motel room and forced himself through withdrawal. Alone at a time when veterans' mental health was rarely discussed, Murphy spoke openly about his struggles. He became a powerful advocate for better treatment of returning soldiers. Final flight on May 28, 1971, tragedy struck again. While traveling on business, the private plane Murphy was aboard crashed into a mountain in Virginia during heavy fog. Audie Murphy was killed at the age of 45. He was buried with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery. His grave is one of the most visited, second only to President John F. Kennedy's. A memorial now stands in Holtzwihr, France, where he made his legendary stand. It reads, "Passerby, respect this memorial and do not forget that these soldiers died so that you can live free." Audie Murphy's story is more than a war story. It is the story of a boy who overcame poverty, a soldier who faced impossible odds, and a man who fought his demons with the same courage he showed on the battlefield. He was a one-man army, but he was also human, and his legacy endures.